So, can energy be stored?
Yeah.
We did see that, yes? And you guys are okay with that? Right? Some people are more okay than others, and I'm totally fine with that, right? Because you are allowed to and encouraged to be skeptical about this, because that's the whole point, is to be skeptical. Like, all right, I'll ride along on your boat for a while, but if it starts sinking, I'm off, right? You know what I'm saying? That's what I want you to do, and we reserve the right to change our understanding of this in the face of new evidence. So one of the properties that looks like energy can be stored, we just saw that. I'm okay with that. But what happened then? As soon as I let it go, it went from the rubber band to the motion of the motion of the car, true? So is it possible that energy could also be transferred somehow? Does that seem reasonable for you guys? Okay, I'm gonna write it down. And again, this is all cursory information. This is our first attempt at developing an understanding. And if we want to change it, we always reserve the right to change it. That's part of like the model building process in our head. I think there's 2 R's.
I think so.
Who cares? Okay. You guys so far so good on this?
Could we say released instead of transferred?
We could say that's gonna keep it red.
Well, it's the opposite of storing something is releasing something, right?
If it's released, where is it going?
Yeah, does released have a connotation of not being able to get it back?
Not for prisons.
A little political.
Well, like if you're storing it, you're taking it from somewhere, so
You're just
does that mean it's not going back?
So this is, so
What you're focused on.
this is actually important because we can't get away from our everyday word context as it applies to the scientific context. Because if you have the same word and it means one thing in the scientific context and something completely different in the everyday context, you're screwed, right? Because you can't get away from your everyday context of it. That's why we don't give definitions in the science classroom at the beginning of a lesson, right? What is it, Tyler? Is it A, B, C, B, D? What is it? Remember that? It's activity. What is it?
ABCCBV.
Activity before concept. And then concept before vocabulary. That's what it is, right? Is that what it is?
Something like that.
Yeah. So this is a better understanding of like how to like do some like teaching for learning, right? Is you say, we're going to do an activity before a concept is developed. And we're going to make sure we have a concept developed before we introduce any vocabulary that goes with it. As opposed to a traditional methodology, which would be like, let me give you some vocab, let me tell you about the concept to relate it to, and then we're going to do a lab activity that proves all the crap I just told you. Right? If you're here, you're probably well past that, but it's manifests all the time. All the time. And now,
Are we done with release? Yeah.
what's that?
Are we done with release?
No, we're gonna hold on to it, okay? And we're gonna see if released and transferred could be synonyms in this case, or if we like one better than another. This is just the one that was in my head, and it's kind of traditional. So we'll see. They may be both applicable, or one may be better than the other. We'll have to see. Is that cool? Okay. Oh, sorry. I set aside a little box over here with all the stuff I was going to need, and I'm working on a jacket. Suck it like that. Suck it like. So what you guys did is you told me about a bunch of stuff, okay? I had actually anticipated those things arising, and so I have a couple things to show you, and then you're going to tell me what you think about them. Is that okay? Sure. I'm so uncomfortable like behind the desk doing demos, it's not my bag. It is not my bag. Okay. So look at this cute little light bulb I have. Look how adorable it is. Okay? It is the cutest little light bulb I've ever seen. Okay? And I'm going to try to light the light bulb. Are you ready? What should I use to light the light bulb?
Battery.
Okay? Myself? What, like use my Jedi mind trick? Like,
Battery.
that would be great if it like went, like, oh yeah! No, okay. So I have a battery. It's in a little battery holder. Let's see if it's going to light up. I can't wait.
Awesome.
Best demo ever. It might take two.
Here we go.
Still not working. Okay, this is really good. Oh!
Yay!
Does that look good? What if I do 3? Is it going to be even brighter?
Yeah.
Okay, so what does this tell you then about this? Are we seeing some energy manifest here? Okay? Are we seeing some energy manifest? Okay? How are you noticing the energy here?
Light.
Can you see it lighting up?
Yeah.
Totally, right? Is that consistent with our, our first rule of energy? I'm totally good with that. Like if something is lighting up and if I touch this bulb, right, it's getting a little warm also. Is that some evidence of that there's some energy there also? Okay? So I notice it either in the fact that it's lighting up, or if I touch it, I can feel that it might be, you know, warmer or hotter, or those are everyday words, but you know what I'm talking about, yes? So I'm okay with that. I feel great. But where did the energy come from? It had to come from the batteries, true? So is there somehow energy stored in the batteries?
Yes.
Is that okay? I don't know how it's stored in the batteries. That is well beyond my pay grade. But using batteries to like power stuff, right, as you guys used that like power the world earlier, right? Is that cool? So I actually feel really good about that. Okay. Is there another way to light up the bulb?
Plug it in the wall.
So, what, yeah.
We saw in the lab that little flashlight thing.
So what did you have to do with the flashlight?
Crank it, like push the handle.
So hold the thing up so that people can see it. Okay? Okay, get to cranking. Is that cool? All right, so what's happening here? Are we seeing the energy manifest in the bulb again? Okay, Tyler, can you turn that? Just so that the camera, so that Rob can get this demonstration. He's like, what happened? You moved into the crowd. Okay, crank again. Okay. I will tell you, in second hour I handed it to a student and he cranked it so it would light up, so the first thing he did was see how bright he could get it, and now we need a new bulb, right? You see how that happens. It's fine. You got to keep it back on hand. So where's the, we saw the energy manifest here. Where's the energy coming from?
Right.
So somehow, right, we have this energy movement here. This device here is converting it from what? The energy of his movement. Well, what's happening? You guys didn't mention
Electricity.
something is happening in here, right? Something happened between the battery and the bulb that's happening here too, right? If you had to infer something, because we can't see it, if you had to infer something, what do you think is happening?
Electricity.
Okay? So somehow this device converts from the bulk movement to some sort of, maybe some electrical energy, maybe some movement of electrons. I don't know, we can't see these things anyway. Maybe some movement of electrons, right? And then the bulb itself converts from this movement of electrons into this light energy. So we're seeing some energy transfers here that I think are really cool. So do you guys know that this is actually a term that you may or may not know? Do you know what this thing is called? Converts from bulk movement energy to electrical energy. You know what that's called?
Transformer. Generator.
It's called a generator, yeah. That's what a generator does, okay? Which is super cool, okay? All right, that's really cool. Hold that. Uh-oh. Alright, hold it up so the people can see it. Okay. Give it a turn. Now turn the other way. So this is a weird thing because his somehow converts it from bulk movement to some maybe movement of electrons, and then mine converts it from movement of electrons back to the bulk movement, right? Here, let's switch.
Should we go the other way, right?
Right? Go ahead. That was a little grindy. It's a technical term, grindy. Okay? You guys see where we are in this? So what we're doing is we're observing, okay? Oh! Lord in heaven. Okay? What's going to happen if I attach this bad boy to this battery?
It'll crank it.
Maybe. Maybe not. Is that cool? You guys with me? So the idea is that we can see, like we need to be able to see the different ways that energy manifests itself and be able to say specifically either where it's stored or how it manifests. If you can't do that, then you're just like guessing at stuff. Does that make some sense? Okay. So this is the device. I just have some lead on it. So this is a weird device. Okay? So you may or may not know what this is. And if you do, that's totally cool. If you don't, that's totally cool too. What we're going to do is we're going to hook this onto your leads. Okay? All right, do some cranking. Now, what's interesting though is you can hear it struggling a little bit, right? So now turn it. It's easy, right? Too much harder now? So something is happening, right? Something is happening. It's not obvious, okay? But now what's cool is that if I take my light bulb, I'm going to try to connect the light bulb to the little posts right here. Okay? Oh, can you see the light bulb's lit just a little bit? All right? And watch what happens to the light bulb here. Did it dim and go out? It did, right? So somehow, like, what is this thing doing for us? Right? It is. So he's taking the hand cranker and he's dumping some energy in here. And then I'm taking this thing then to put the energy through the bulb and it comes out. This is an electrical energy storage device. That's what this thing is. It's an electrical energy storage device. It has a fancy name too, but nobody cares. I will tell you, but it does not matter. You ready? All right, get to cranking. So easy because it's not connected. Listen. Right? Much harder. Okay. All right, now hold it up over your head. Okay, you can let go. Hold on with the one hand you're holding it. Okay, ready? Now I'm going to reconnect it. And we kind of expected that, right? Because if we put the energy in, now we can get the energy back out. This is an electrical energy storage device. Its name it happens to be called a capacitor. You see how the name, like, doesn't do anything for us. Like, it has the capacity to store energy. I don't know, like, but you see that doesn't really, right? To know it's called a capacitor, that's like a name by people who understand this stuff or other people who understand this stuff, right? It doesn't really help. Okay. All right, you guys, so far so good? So, you can't see the fact that there's energy stored in here. But by attaching it to something where you can see the energy, we can infer the fact that this is an electrical energy storage device. And I feel okay about that. Yeah. Get in there. I have another super lame demo for you coming right up. a little groove track. Okay? That's a little groove track. Oh my God. I almost died just then.